it's noticing where in your life where you're not really prioritising yourself or putting your needs first because you're too busy being there for others or people pleasing like we can tend to do. And it's really noticing and recognising like, no, okay, I've got to start pouring more into myself. I've got to be able to start putting myself first, because in order to be a priority you have to prioritise yourself.
I'll be your light.
Hey lovelies, welcome back to the Janae community. I'm Tia.
And I'm Leah.
And we are the sisters behind the brand and the co-founders of Janae, mindset manifestation coaches, helping you rise and reach your truest potential.
On this channel, we talk everything spirituality, mindset, manifestation, and more. In this video, we're going to be talking about the spiritual lesson of the week. And the spiritual lesson of the week is about pouring into yourself and putting yourself first. So if you want to find out more, stay tuned.
So as you guys probably already know, me and Leah are all about being real and sharing the life experiences that we go through and sharing how we've gone through them and just basically drawing on our personal experiences. And we always see recurring themes throughout the week or the month, and this week's really been about the universe and things showing up of pouring into yourself. So we're just going to go through this video and break down how you can actually pour into yourself and why it's so important, because as you guys probably already know, the relationship that you have with yourself is the relationship that shows up and is mirrored back to you, so within, so without. So the first point is being your own solution. So often when things pop up, we can really want to blame the external of this person's being rude to me, I don't have control over this situation, but it's really about having that mindset shift of being a conscious creator and shifting from a victim mindset. Life isn't happening to me, it's happening through me. So I have the power to shift in this situation and really bring it back to self.
Yeah, and I think that's so true as well, because obviously what I hear you saying is it's being your own solution.
Yeah.
Basically, and it's noticing where in your life that you might be, it's noticing where in your life where you're not really prioritising yourself or putting your needs first because you're too busy potentially maybe being there for others or people pleasing like we can tend to do. And it's really noticing and recognising like, no, okay, I've got to start pouring more into myself. I've got to be able to start putting myself first, because in order to be a priority, you have to prioritise yourself. And that's the most important thing when it comes to, in order to be a priority, you have to prioritise yourself, which is very true. And this is something I've learned in my own life, because I would experience situations where I didn't feel like a priority, and it kind of was like, why do I keep getting these circumstances where I'm not being put first? But essentially, I wasn't putting myself first. So how can I expect to be put first in situations if I'm not prioritising myself? And that's what we mean by putting yourself first, stepping into the solution and not into that victim mindset, which is going to lead us on to the next point, which is not giving from an empty cup. And you know, when we're too busy people pleasing or being there for others, and it's okay to be there for others, of course, like you've got people in your life that you need to be there for or whoever it is, but you've got to recognise like when you're giving too much and when you're, you know, there's a quote that says my cup runneth over, meaning you're able to give to yourself so you can pour from that cup, because that overspill is for everybody else. Your cup is so full that that overspill is for everybody else.
And I think that's so important. That's definitely something that I'm learning and still learning to this day, of helping other people but not at the expense of yourself. And that cup runneth over quote is so important, because how do you and how do we give from empty cup? And it's kind of like that fuel analogy of we wouldn't let our car run on low, and we wouldn't expect our car to still run with no petrol in, so why do we do it to ourselves? So just putting that into perspective, I think it's really important, if you're watching this video, to really pour back into yourself. And it's not selfish. There's this notion that in order to put myself first, it's going to make people perceive me as being selfish or I don't care. But sometimes all the time, not even sometimes, you've literally got to be that selfish person of pouring into yourself, because ultimately you are this vessel and you are here and you've come forth on this universe to create with the universe. But you can't do any of that or be there for people if you're not looking after yourself, if you've not got a vessel to live through.
Yeah, and I think that's a really great point, and I think everything you just said I totally agree with. And that's going to lead me on to the next thing, which is setting boundaries. And I'm not talking about going up to someone or being like, you need to do this and you need to do that, da 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 da. And it's okay to set boundaries with people. You know, if someone disrespects you verbally or whatever, you can say, sorry, I don't like that treatment, I'm not going to accept that. But then you have to take a look in the mirror at self and be like, okay, what is it within me that I think it's okay that to attract these situations? You know, sometimes we do attract these situations where, you know, someone will be rude to us, or someone cuts us off in traffic, or, you know, we get a behaviour from someone that doesn't sit right with us. But then we have to recalibrate and look at self, like, okay, that situation's happened, but now how do I recalibrate for myself? And oftentimes I will say, people treat me lovingly and respectfully, I will change my internal dialogue and how I think and feel and believe about myself, and then the outside world must conform to the belief I feel about myself.
Yeah, and it comes back to like, where's your focus been? Because when you become aware of what you are thinking, this is a great quote from Neville Goddard, of when you become aware of what you are thinking, you'll recognise a law between your mood and your surrounding circumstances. And I think that literally hits the nail on the head in terms of, if I've been feeling or buying into situations that like are angry or that make me feel like I'm not a priority, what does my external reflect back to me? I get situations, people, experiences and occurrences of that same analogy, and it comes back to that mindset shift of recalibrating, because it's situations that are happening, they are a reflection of the relationship that you're having with yourself. So once you start pouring back into yourself and you make that mindset shift of being a conscious creator and seeing that everything around you is literally just where your focus has been going and what you're permeating, you have the power to recalibrate, you have the power to come back, shift your mood, shift your vibration, shift your thoughts from, do you know what, these experiences aren't serving me, so how can I shift myself to make the external shift? And it's actually, for me, the big one is I see it in my mood and how I'm feeling. So recalibrating and just coming back to myself and doing things that pour back into myself so I can move up the vibrational scale and be high flying, and then the experiences come after that.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's so important. And it's also, like you said, with that mindset shift, knowing like people do treat me lovingly and respectfully, like I am respected, I am prioritized, I prioritize myself. Having that inner dialogue as well, to tell yourself all the things that you need in order to be like okay with a certain situation. And it's not like condoning the situation, I mean okay in a sense of like you focusing on yourself in order to see the change outside. And that's the key thing.
I think that leads us beautifully on to how do we actually do this then. And you can go back and watch one of our videos of romanticising your life, that's a great one for doing this. But the whole concept of pouring back into self is finding more joy in your current reality, living from that loving, romanticising energy of, do you know what, I'm doing this and I'm being fully present in what I'm doing. And then what positive aspects can I find about my reality? I get up every day and write gratitudes about like what I'm grateful for, and it really gets me in that vibe of, do you know what, I'm really tuned into my day. I'm finding joy in the little things, like the simple things of like, if I didn't have a flipping front door, like that would really be a big inconvenience. But we can get so in human mode that we forget about the little blessings and the synchronicities that come throughout our life and show us that we actually are blessed. We're always safe and protected and divinely guided.
Oh my god, yeah, that's so key. And the fact that you woke up this morning, that's an indication for you that you're very blessed beyond measure, because you're alive and you get to create your experience on your own terms as a conscious creator. As we always say, you are the creator of your reality, and you get to do that. You get to decide like what you're going to create in every moment and give gratitude for, and decide what you want to manifest, everything like that really. And I think that's the whole video sums up where we're coming from with that. And it's just really just to pour into yourself and just know like you are your most valuable possession. If I could say it like that, if that makes sense. Like, you are the most important person in your life, basically. And I always tell myself I'm the most important person in my life. So when I can give to myself, I can love others from a more compassionate pace, and I can also pour more into myself, being the best loving version of myself when I need to.
Yeah, I love that. So spiritual lesson of the week, guys, pour back into yourself, and we really hope this video helped. Remember to give us a thumbs up and share, as it helps us grow the Janae community and help as many people as possible. If you wanted to work with me or Leah, as we are both mindset and manifestation coaches, links are all in the description box below, and we'll see you in the next video.